Hey, this is Dave from Spread the Disease, and you're watching CMS TV.
From the Arcade 2 release, that is Stephen Pearcy and our good friend, Fred Corey.
Yeah, Fred.
From Cinderella.
Yep.
Arcade. Get off my back, bitches.
Arcade.
Love Arcade, man.
Yeah, Arcade was the shit, dude.
Yeah. Like Stephen Pearcy, just in general.
I do. I was saying in the chat room, I even like that Vertex record that he did, that Nine Inch Nails thing that he did.
Yeah, that's when Robbie Crane kind of came into the picture.
Yep, I like that too. That's good shit.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Like Rat, loved Arcade. Arcade was my favorite of everything Steven did.
Yeah, because it broke away from the 80s, slick, produced, over-the-top hair metal thing and was kind of more stripped down.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when Cinderella kind of went on hiatus, and Fred Corey joined up with Stephen Pearcy, and Rat was on hiatus. They were kind of doing their thing in the 90s when what they were doing was not fashionable or popular.
Got to say, one of the best 1-2 punches in concerts I ever saw was out at the old Empire Club.
Right.
One night it was Arcade. The next night it was Widowmaker.
Nice.
That was a good 1-2 punch of guys doing different things other than their main bands.
Sure. So Twisted Sister was kind of like, broken up or on hiatus, and Rat was on hiatus, and Dee Schneider out doing Widowmaker, and Stephen Pearcy and Fred Corey from their respective bands doing their Arcade thing.
Hey, this is Frankie Wilsey.
Yeah, it was kind of a weird time for music because everybody was so displaced.
Yeah, wasn't Wilsey in that band?
Yeah,
too?
he was.
Yeah,
Frankie Wilsig,
and he's from what? Sea Hags, right?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. So yeah, that was a cool, weird conglomeration of a band, but they kicked ass live.
Yeah, no, people just kind of didn't know what to do because the whole scene kind of changed,
right?
And so what Pearcy and Frankie Wilsig and Fred Corey were doing it wasn't hair metal, but it wasn't grunge either.
It was just kind of rock.
Yeah, and I noticed that if you listen to the Arcade CDs, they relied very heavily on that bass line.
Oh yeah,
that was a very big component. Just about every one of their songs was like a heavy bass line.
Yeah, it's like if you listen to on the first record, "Living Dangerously," that's all bass. Other than that very first riff at the beginning,
right?
When Steven comes in with a dirty, cheap, sleazy in a Hollywood bungalow, and it's all bass. Boom, boom, boom.
Right.
Fucking cool, man.
I respect Steven for what he's done and, the longevity that he's had in a career doing different things. It's not always been good stuff.
No.
But he's tried different things.
Yeah, because he had, what was the other one that was really bad? That with the lips, the Vicious Delight or something?
No, something Delight. Shit.
I don't remember what it was, like Virtually Delight or something.
Something like that.
And that was not good. He's had some real clunkers on Top Fuel,
but he's tried though.
He's tried different shit. I'll give him credit for that. He has definitely tried some different things. The only thing that I would definitely, and I would tell Steven this too, the only place that I feel like he really kind of fucked the fans a little bit was by releasing, and I'll say that I was one of them that bought it. So full disclosure, I fucking feel like I got ripped. Was when he released like Arcade 3 and Arcade 4.
Yeah, that was subpar.
Just shitty demos.
Yeah, they were subpar.
They were just shitty demos. Not even produced. Just shit.
Yeah, they were like almost practice sessions.
Yeah, they were not good, but I bought them, and I was like, come on, Steven. You owe me better than that, don't you?
Right.
I supported you. Come on, dude.
Was it Vicious Delight?
Vicious Delight. Isn't that what I said?
Yeah, I think that's what you said.
Yeah. That's what it was. Not good.
Yeah. Then that whole industrial thing he did
Vertex.
Yeah, Vertex was just kind of out of left field. You just didn't expect Stephen Pearcy to do something like that.
Yeah, it definitely didn't fit his character or what he was doing.
Yeah, that whole One Like a Son.
Yeah. You didn't like that?
It was okay. I mean, I played it on the show when I started doing the CMS back in '96. That's when that came out.
Right.
I played it on the show.
What did you like more, Vertex or 2?
Oof, I would take Vertex over 2.
Yeah, 2 was really not very good.
Boy, that was tough to listen.
Yeah, 2 was definitely not good.
Yeah, I did not dig that at all. So, yeah, it was a weird time for music in the, like, from 92, 93 to 97.
Right.
That was a really, it was just so, nobody had a direction at all.
No. Well, it was a rudderless ship because all these guys that were making, don't forget, they went from making, I don't know what these guys made on their deals, but they were making millions of dollars to literally none.
Yeah.
And all of these guys were completely buffoons. As far as the hair metal guys, I can't say this about all the bands, but all the hair metal guys, they were buffoons. They were all fucking running around. How many guys do we know that tell the stories about when they owned 10 cars and when they owned 5 houses? And, they were all wasting their money.
Yeah.
None of them, I don't want to say none, very few of them saved their money. Almost none of them. Don's one of the few I know.
Well, Don, I know for a fact because he's, told me about it, obviously, because I've been friends with Don for 20 years. But, he told me how he invested his money into Motorola.
Right.
And Motorola had a very big, stock dividend in the 90s. Mm-hmm. And he made a lot of money off of, Motorola. And when he signed with Geffen Records, for his Don Dokken band,
the solo record,
right? They paid him $2 million for that.
Wow.
Just for that record alone.
Wow. Yeah, because he was coming off of he's off the Back for the Attack, right?
Yeah, but there was about a 3-year gap there between Back for the Attack and the time that it released the Don Dokken Up from the Ashes.
Right, but he got in just under the wire, too.
He did. Before the grunge thing hit,
yeah,
that Don Dokken solo record was huge.
If he would have done that record a year later, he wouldn't have sold dick.
True.
He'd have sold 20,000 copies of it.
But like I said, Geffen paid him $2 million for the Don Dokken Up from the Ashes.
But Don will be the first one to tell you, like anybody else, he blew a shit ton of money early.
He did.
He, like all the rest, he blew a shit ton. He got fortunate with some really good shit happening at the right times for him.
Right.
The Don Dokken solo record with the big money, and then didn't he did like a really big tour at that point as well, didn't he?
Yeah, it was mostly European and Japanese.
Yeah, but he
didn't really tour the States much for that.
No, he didn't need to
for that release.
Right. But he didn't. Dude, I saw Dokken once over in Japan. He said it on the show, and he's right. They were the fucking Beatles.
Yeah, they were the Beatles in Japan.
Them and Mr. Big.
Yeah.
I saw about 15 different bands in Japan. I used to go, we had these military flights that we could take for $10 and go over to Japan. And so I used to go on weekends and see shows if we weren't doing anything. If we didn't have, work to do, I would jump over to Japan for shows. And I saw some of the biggest bands at the time were like Skid Row and Guns N' Roses. And, I saw these bands and they were popular, but fucking Dokken was like a whole nother, like the streets were closed when Dokken was coming.
Right. Well, when they had their reunion in 94 and they went to Japan. They didn't do the reunion here.
No,
they went to Japan and it was huge over there. That's where they filmed that DVD that Don released on a solo, or independently.
Right. The Beast from the East or whatever.
No. It was after
like
that.
a son. Live Japan Like a Sun. Right?
No, it was even before that.
Hey metalheads, tired of waiting for new episodes? Crave the real raw classic metal show? For just $4.99 a month, you can become a CMS VIP. You get every episode a full week early, completely uncensored, and 100% commercial free. It's the only place to interact directly with the show, plus you score the Fast Pass, so your song requests get bumped straight to the head of the line on every live version. So what are you waiting for? Subscribe right now at classicmetalshow.locals.com and become a CMS VIP today.
Oh, what is that one called?
No, that Live from the Sun was from the Sun Theater in California.
Okay.
But the one that they released solo or independently was Live from Japan.
Right.
Is a DVD.
Okay.
They did that. What's the name of that place over there in Japan? The
Big Nagoya.
It starts with a K.
With a K.
Yeah.
The cat. What is that place called? The Catamaran or whatever.
Well, it's a
Andu.
No, it's a what the hell's the name of that place? It's where the where did Cheap Trick film or
Budokan.
Budokan. It's in that area.
Okay.
But they were huge over there.
Yeah.
For that
I saw them at the Big Egg, which was in Nagoya. And that's a big place, dude.
Mm-hmm.
And phew, people were going absolutely fucking apeshit over Dokken.
Right.
And Mr. Big, too. Mr. Big, I would say Mr. Big was a little bit bigger than Dokken over there at that point. You know, it was like the very, 1989 or 90 or whatever it was at that point. Mr. Big was fucking... They were big.
Yeah, absolutely. Mr. Big. They were big.
They were big. But Dokken was equal. It's just funny because Dokken, I knew that back in the States, Dokken was not as big as Skid Row at that point. Were they?
Well, they came in late in the 80s, but yeah, Skid Row, the bands that were big in the late 80s.
Yeah, like 88, 89.
Was Rat was huge. Dokken was huge. Mr. Big was huge.
Right.
And Skid Row was big.
Right.
Those were some of the bigger bands.
Mm-hmm. And those bands were Skid Row. Skid Row played in front of what Skid Row played in front of here, like 5,000 over there. At their when I saw them, they played at a place that was not 20,000 people.
Right.
It was a smaller place, but Dokken and Mr. Big both played the Big Egg.
Yeah, and the place that I'm thinking of is a place called Kosei Nankin Hall.
Oh, I've never been there.
Kosei, it's Kosei.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when they had their big reunion show over there, and it was huge.
It might have had a different name back then too, for all I know. But yeah, I most of the shows I saw were in Nagoya. So don't forget Cats in Boots.
Cats in Boots.
Cats in Boots.
Yeah,
they were not popular.
They
anywhere.
had one. They had one album, right?
Oh, they had a bunch of records.
Did they?
But nobody has them. But yeah, I think we have them. If you look on the server, we have like 5 albums.
Okay, I only have one that I know of, but.
My Cats in Boots. Cats in Boots. I only have the one album too. I thought they had more. Kicked and Clawed.
Yeah, that's their, their debut. It was,
What was the hit on theirs?
Let me see here. Cats in Boots.
I'm looking and I don't know any. All the song names look like song names from every other band.
Well, they were right at the very, very end. That Joel. What's his name? Joel something. I met him once.
MacGyver?
No. I think he's the lead singer.
Okay. No one cared about Cats in Boots.
They were right at the end of the 80s.
Yeah. Cats in Boots was not much.
Yeah.
Motley Crue was big.
You think?
No Cats in Boots, but they were pretty big.
Actually, I got several of their CDs.
Cats in Boots?
Yeah.
I was gonna say I thought we had a bunch.
I wasn't aware that Shotgun Sally was the big song for them.
Don't know it.
Here, let me play a little bit.
All right. Those guys were good, dude, but I remember them better when they were called Faster Pussycat.
Yeah, exactly.
Jesus. Like a clone band.
Yep.
Wow.
They were right at the end of the 80s.
Yeah. Dude, how many bands got life only because they came out at the end of the 80s when anybody could get a record deal?
Well, that was the whole thing, is that the record labels were still signing bands that had a successful formula.
Right, the look and basic sound.
Sure. Because
I still listen to shit like Pretty Boy Floyd, and I don't get it. I don't get why anybody signed that band. No talent musically. Did you think they had any talent musically?
No, not at all.
And then they had that creepy pedophile sounding guy. What was that guy's name? Steve Summers?
Right. No, the he was the guitarist.
Guitar player that thought I set him up.
Right.
The guy was like his fucking name was.
Right.
I don't even remember what his name is. But I don't know. There was just a lot of those bands. Alias. No, I didn't think Alias was very good. I know we like Kelly Hansen, but I didn't think Hurricane was all that. Did you like Hurricane?
Their first couple of records weren't too bad.
Yeah, I know you like this band, but I never got Giant.
They were okay.
Just always so generic by that point.
I saw them, though. I saw them open up for Whitesnake and Bad English.
Yeah. Did you? I don't know. I just heard all those bands, even FireHouse, and I know a lot of people like FireHouse, and I know we like the guys in FireHouse. Yeah,
CJ and Bill Everty.
Yeah, we like those guys, but musically, they just were FireHouse.
Yeah.
I can't think of one time that I've ever gone to my collection and said, you know what, it's time for a FireHouse record.
Sure.
I'm going to kill a half hour with fucking whatever the first thing was, Once in a Lifetime or whatever. I don't even know the names of their albums.
Don't Treat Me Bad, Once in a Lifetime.
Don't Treat Me Bad was FireHouse?
Yes.
I thought that was Trixter.
Baby, don't treat me bad.
I thought that was Trixter, no?
No,
Trixter was Give It To Me Good.
And Rocking Horse.
Yeah, but don't treat me bad, but give it to me good.
Right.
That's Trixter.
Yeah, but it was like 1990, 1991.
Trixter's another band.
It was all over.
Yeah, do they get a contract in 1987?
I don't know that they were around because they were like 19 when their album got released.
Oh, I know. I'm just saying if they would have come out in 87.
Yeah, they would have got a contract.
You think? You think they were good enough to compete with the early crowd?
It's hardly say, but they were right in that whole vein.
How about Ugly Kid Joe?
See, Ugly Kid Joe kind of did something different. They didn't sound like a hair metal band.
No, they didn't. But they got signed for the same reason Faith No More exploded.
Right.
They were different.
Yeah. They had a little bit of a different groove to them.
Right. Yeah. Speaking of that, I have got to get that new Ugly Kid Joe record. I can't find who's working it to get it. And I can't even find it online to buy it. Have you heard it?
I have not.
I'm a fan. I like Ugly Kid Joe, but they're just one of those bands, though. I don't think they would have made it had they come out at the time with Motley. And
no, they weren't. They were not a very commercial type band. Mm-hmm. They had like a little bit of a different bent about them.
Right. Well, but I want to go back to those other bands, though. Do you think that all those other bands that we just named off, your FireHouse, your Alias, your Pretty Boy Floyd, your, all those bands, do they get signed in 1984 to 85 if they came out at that age?
No, not at all. No.
Because they were so generic.
Right.
And I think that's the reason that, for all the bitching everybody does about that grunge killed hair metal and whatever, I think hair metal killed hair metal.
Well, the thing, it was just saturated. The whole genre was saturated, and it was just time for a change.
It was, but all the bands that were coming up, none of them were catching.
No, they weren't that good.
They weren't that good, or some of them were very good.
They were just similar, but not good.
Yeah, like McQueen Street. I think McQueen Street was a very good band, but they didn't catch on at all because that sound was already kind of over. And like that, what's the band that does Switchblade Serenade and
Spread Eagle? Yeah.
Very good band, but that sound had already been done.
Yeah. Plus, they weren't an LA band; they were a New Jersey or New York band.
Right. Well, it didn't stop Skid Row, but
true. But Skid Row came out 88.
Yeah. Well, that's the point. Is by that point,
and plus Bon Jovi was behind them.
Right. That is true.
So Bon Jovi was behind Cinderella, and Bon Jovi was behind Skid Row.
Right.
So that was a big, push to kind of help them along. But, L.A. was the hotbed for that type of music.
Sure.
And for Spread Eagle to even get any recognition, that was kind of a fluke.
Yeah, and they were good, but I don't think that they were great. Tiger Tails. Tiger Tails, one of those bands I think deserved better personally.
Plus they were European, though.
Who, Tiger Tails?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what stopped them, was that they were not from here, but they were good. I like those records. The Tiger Tails, the early Tiger Tails records.
I actually have some vinyl Tiger Tails.
Those are good records, man.
Mm-hmm.
But and I know you hated all the grunge stuff, but I was ready for it.
I was an Alice in Chains fan.
I like Chains. I like Nirvana.
I wasn't a big Nirvana fan. I didn't dig that. I liked the first Pearl Jam record, the first one. Even though I owned the other Pearl Jam records, like the third and fourth one, but I wasn't big fan.
I love Versus. That's the Pearl Jam record for me. But I liked all that stuff. I loved Nine Inch Nails and whatever. You know how I am with music, dude. I adapt to anything that comes out. And I just think though that the scene shifted and the bands didn't. And by the time the bands tried to, it was already too late. If you think about when all of those bands that we're naming that were big actually shifted, it was already when grunge was starting to die down, when they started doing grunge records.
True.
Dokken did fucking Shadow Life in what, 97?
Yeah, it was 96, I think.
96. Well, that was already 5-6 years in. It was already too late. And Warrant with
Belly to Belly
or Ultraphobic, either one.
Right.
Those are like 96, 97, 98, right?
Right.
It was already too late. Those bands missed their mark, and I don't think they'd have made it anyway. If Bob Seger did a fucking disco record, I don't think it would have ever hit.
Well, what's funny is that Dysfunctional from Dokken, since we're talking Dokken, came out in 95. And it sold 500,000.
Right.
During that era.
It was great for that era.
For that era, that was pretty damn good.
Yeah. See, May Kay in the chat room says LA Guns. LA Guns did about the best record of all of them in that era with Vicious Circle.
Yeah, Vicious Circle was a heavy record for LA Guns.
That record fucking smokes.
There was nothing glam about that record. That was just a straight up almost metal record.
Definitely my favorite record in their catalog.
Love it.
That record just fucking rules. Long Time Dead.
I think that came out like in 92, didn't it?
It was right when the grunge thing started.
Yeah, about 92.
Came
out in 92, and that was pretty much the end of the line for LA Guns for a while.
Yep. Great record, though. LA Guns, one of the bands that, other than when they did that horrible singer change,
yeah,
they've been pretty consistently good.
Pretty much.
I can't think of anything other than that, and I don't even consider that LA Guns, but have they done anything that was bad other than that?
Not really. Even when they had Ralph on, lead vocal and they did that EP.
And it Wasted EP?
That's great. Wasted. That was a really good record. That
was real good. The Jizzy things, Shrinking Violet was really good.
Shrinking Violet was a good record.
Yeah, those are all good records. Even the last, what was the last one? Hollywood Forever or whatever?
Yeah.
With the artwork that looked like somebody threw some shit on the lawn and took a picture. That's a good record with a shitty record cover. But yeah, LA Guns was good, man.
One of my favorite bands ever.
I know, but that has as much to do with your friendship as it does their music.
Yeah, but I wouldn't have gotten to be friends with them if I wasn't such a huge fan, though.
True. Yeah, I like them. Haven't always liked Tracy, but I like.
Yeah, I still tweet back and forth with Tracy now and again.
Tracy's all right.
He's back. Yeah. He's back in the rating the Rock Vault thing.
Is he?
Yeah, he's back now.
Is he still doing the League of Gentlemen or whatever?
Well, that's sort of like a little project thing, but right now, as of like a week ago, he's back in the rating of the Rock Vault.
Is he not doing Gunzo?
No. He did a little run with that with Rudy Sarzo.
Right.
They did a couple of shows here, a few shows here in the U.S., did a few shows over in Europe, and now he's back in Vegas doing rating the Rock Vault.
Okay. Hey, good on him.
Yeah. He's making some money.
Making his checks.
That's but you know what? The thing is Tracy Guns is not a quote unquote recognizable guitarist.
No.
But to watch him live and see him play guitar live.
Yeah, he can play.
That guy's a monster.
He can play.
He can play.
He can play, and him and I have not got along. Let's just call it.
I've always got along with Tracy for some reason. Back in the early, well, I'm going to say the mid 90s when I started the CMS, he and I became pretty good friends.
Yeah, and I got over my deal with him, or we sort of mutually forgot about it, or whatever, I guess. But because neither one of us ever apologized, but the guy could play, and more importantly than that, and I didn't really notice it until the one tour when Jizzy was in the band. That dude is wildly creative.
He is. He's good.
That shit that he was doing with, what is that thing called where he like moves his hand and it makes the noise?
It's a theremin. It's a Jimmy Page thing.
Yeah, was it the Theremin? Theremin. That shit that he did in the middle of that show where he was sort of mixing in his guitar solo with that thing, and that was cool, man.
Yeah, that goes back to Zeppelin.
I know it goes. I know that, but I'm saying what he was doing with it.
He does it very well.
Very cool stuff, and a very creative player. The LA Gun stuff is not just straight up riffing. He does a lot of creative soloing.
Yeah,
he's a talented guy, and I'm glad that me and him don't fight no more.
Well, I like Tracy. I've invited him on the show, and he's just like, yeah, anytime, man, anytime. But he's been out there chasing around with that Gunzo thing with Rudy Sarzo, and now like I said last week, I think he rejoined rating the Rock Vault.
Okay.
So, but the whole thing he did with League of Gentlemen the last 3 or 4 years, love that stuff.
That stuff's cool. Very different, and that's what I like. That it's so different that it's not just another schlock rock thing. That it was something different and challenging for him.
Good players, man. I feel very fortunate that after all these years between you and I, we've got to know and, befriend some of these artists.
Look, everybody, I have spent 30 years in the loudest rooms in the world, and I can tell you one thing for certain. I've got zero time for weak coffee or woke nonsense. Guess that's actually two things I don't care. If you're like me, you're tired of giving up your money to corporate sellouts who hate your values. You want a brew that's as unapologetic as a Marshall stack cranked to 11. Enter Blackout Coffee. This is bold, fresh roasted, 100% American grit in a cup. It's fuel for patriots who refuse to back down. Whether you're hitting the Patriot medium roast or the massive high caffeine kick of Brutal Awakening, this is the taste of real freedom and hard-hitting flavor. Stop supporting the bland beans of companies that don't stand for you. Head over to blackoutcoffee.com right now. Use my code, which is in the description, for an exclusive discount. You can save. It's time to wake up unstoppable. Blackout Coffee, folks. Fuel for patriots. Get yours now.